Hey, movie fans, this is Lita Culpa. Welcome to the Film Critic. I am your host. I'm live here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is 23 minutes past 9 o'clock on this on this beautiful Monday morning. In today's review, I'm going to be reviewing the current horror film called Annabelle Creation. The movie is rated R. This film is basically about a doll maker and his wife who welcome a nun and several girls to their home and are eventually the targets of the doll maker's deceased daughter. There was I saw this movie during the weekend. I think I saw it on a Saturday or I saw it this weekend, and it was jump scary. It was there was a lot of scenes that were scary and at the same time gross, and it was typical jump scare, but it wasn't scary. And I remember seeing the movie, um, being sitting at the very back of the theater, and watching, and not one person screaming. And I heard a bunch of sayings. Some parts of the scenes were nasty and etc. But no one was screaming, and everyone sat quiet in their seats and they watched it every part of the movie. And there's some parts I missed it. I had to go make a phone call basically, so I missed it some, but I ran straight back. I got back to my seat where it was, and I got to see the rest of the movie. And my thoughts on this movie. I'm a huge fan of horror films. As a lifelong horror movie fan, um, I couldn't, I'm into classic horror films, classic horror movies, like Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Night of the Living Dead, etc. Uh, those are the horror films I usually go for, classic horror movies. And this I couldn't relate, I couldn't like it, I couldn't, because it was scary, there was a lot of parts that were like the one part where the one of the girls, basically the one that becomes a victim, no spoilers, ends up getting snatched up from the ghost, from the deceased daughter, and she gets put down, um basically while she's, you know, recovering from an injury that she previously had. And that was, I actually thought that she was dead. Like, I seriously thought she was a goner. But add to that, she becomes a whole different person, and she turns into basically a psychopath. And this movie, it's very your heart like shakes every time, you know every time I saw each scene. And the this one part where the girl's sister, where one of them goes into the doll, into this the other room, and the father closes it and says, this this place stays shut, something like that. uh, I don't remember much of some of the parts, but in my brain, my memory, that's what the father said, that no one's allowed to go in there. and shut, and there's a lot of secrets in that house. And the parts in the movie were it was scary, and there was a lot of blood. A lot of a lot of that was going on, and any moment, any part of the movie could like break into like someone's head could be chopped off, or decapitated, or someone could lose their leg, body parts, whatever. That's what I was thinking when I was watching this movie. It got my head just like spinning a bit, but I gotta tell you, yeah, I didn't really like it as much. Uh, it was kind of a disappointment. It wasn't what I was expecting to be in a horror movie, even though this happens to be a sequel to the previous Annabelle film, which I've yet to see, which I haven't seen yet. But it's the I couldn't like it. I couldn't like the movie, and as much as I love horror, current horror movies don't even come close to the ones I grew up with and still watch. And and after the credits, I didn't stay for the entire credits, or I didn't stay for the entire the end credits. After the credits rolled up and everything, I just walked out the theater and thought, okay, I don't like this movie. This is not for me. Which is reasons why I prefer to just stick to the classic horror movies and not current ones. Although I'm even though I'm looking forward to seeing it, which I'm really excited about and really want to see. This movie wasn't my cup of tea for a great horror feature or film, and it didn't get me that much scary. I like to be surprised, and I wasn't surprised. So I'm gonna rate this from uh gee 5 out of 4, because it's really not interesting. It's not really good, and again, I'm just only speculating that this movie just wasn't really my type of horror movie. And so yeah, it for some people it was good, for some not, but again, it was something. It was something to watch and see. So that's it for my movie review for Annabelle Creation. For more comments on this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Write the comments below of this video and see on your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next video. This is Lita Copo signing off. I'll see you next time on The Film Critic. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week.